Hello, and welcome back to another Northwood Tales Spoopy podcast, where we are not talking about ghosts.
No.
But what you heard was
I don't know what that was.
If it recorded, I put it before what we're talking about now. And that was the weirdest thing I've ever experienced.
My mic has never cut out with this.
It's never cut out, and we've never picked up a frequency.
Yeah. And the amount of times that we've podcasted
Especially,
or done,
I don't have it
stuff.
I have it on like actual inputs where you plug in the mic.
Yeah.
It's not going off of anything wireless.
Yeah.
Ghosts.
Like when you
We have a ghost mechanic
right
in this apartment.
Kind of like when you have before the auxiliary cable, you'd have to do that frequency thing to play your music.
Yep.
Yeah, no, this thing doesn't do that. So,
I mean, it's an H4n zoomy zoom. So,
I mean, we might be talking about non-existent ghosts in this one.
what is a non-existent ghost?
Like, well, a ghost story, but it's just to
yes.
trick somebody. That story my uncle told us.
Oh yeah, we are talking about. This is technically local, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we've never been to this one.
Spoopy location. Mm-hmm. So the location itself is spooky,
I have
not
the address.
an entity. You have the address.
I have the
What if this is someone's actual address? Everyone just shows up in front of their. Oh, okay. Oh.
This is where I use Wikipedia.
Shots fired. Yeah. What are we talking about?
We are talking about Gravity Hills.
Dun dun dun.
Not to be confused with Gravity Falls, the cartoon TV show. So I'm just, again, going to use the Wikipedia definition of what it is. It is known as a magnetic hill, is a place where the layout of the surrounding land produces an optical illusion, making a slight downhill slope appear to be an uphill slope. Thus, a car that is left in neutral will appear to be rolling uphill against the gravity. So, like, it feels like you're rolling uphill, but you're actually rolling downhill. But like to your eyes, You're just like, what? Let's see. Although sites are often accompanied by claims that magnetic or supernatural forces are at work, the most important factor contributing to the illusion is a completely or mostly obstructed horizon line. Without a horizon, it becomes difficult to judge the slope of the surface, as a reliable reference is missing. Objects which one would normally assume to be more or less perpendicular to the ground, such as trees, may actually be leaning, offsetting the visual reference. But I think there was a lot of credibility to the magnetic fields underground.
So it's not just...
It could be... It depends on the site. There's multiple sites, and I got a list here too. Yeah. So some could be magnetic with like underground forces.
The one we went to.
To be. Some could be just optical illusion, because we could see the horizon. I'm pretty sure it was like an open field. We were out in
it was an open field.
It wasn't vineyards.
That area.
It was, I don't know what they were growing out there, but it was like an open.
It was a farmland.
Was it?
Was
it wheat?
There at the time that we were there wasn't anything.
Okay.
But we were next to an abandoned barn.
Oh yeah.
That the door kept like squeaking or something. Something was moving in there, and it was
I don't
like
think anybody showed up. I think it was just us the whole time we were out there.
No other cars were on that road. It was so spooky. We'll dive into that in a second.
Yeah. So the one location which we haven't been to in Minnesota is in Watkins, and then let me drop the Addy. It is 330th Street and 660th Avenue. So that's the crossing. So that's supposedly where this Gravity Hill is in Minnesota. I think that was, that's the only one in the state that was on the list here. So there might be.
But not the only Midwest.
No. There is one. No, Wisconsin has two. Oh. One in Shullsburg. Is that how you say it? And one in Stockbridge. I don't have the addresses written down for that, so you might have to Google it if you're interested. There's one in South Dakota, which is south of Rapid City, which we've been to Rapid City.
Yeah.
And then Michigan has quite a few, actually. There's one near Blaine Township. or near Arcadia. The local legend claims the church is pulling sinners towards its doors for redemption for that one. How creepy. The other one is in Rose City. And then the last one is in Farmington Hills inside Oakwood Cemetery. So that one, well, maybe paranormal is at play too. Who knows, depending on the location.
That'd be so scary. Imagine you were like just driving through the cemetery to like put some flowers down, and when you go to leave.
Well, I should have Googled the rest of these then, because if one was in a cemetery, one's near like a church. We were by like an old barn church
abandoned
thing
barn
or whatever.
Oh,
that's creepy.
Ghosts. This is a ghost podcast now.
Oh my gosh. And there's many more across the whole US. This is just Midwestern ones, the upper Midwest. So that was how many? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that I near us. Yeah, that I kind of found.
But the one we went to,
I don't remember the exact coordinates because my uncle is the one who kind of...
He told us to go there.
Did he give us the address for it, or did he drive us?
Nope, we drove.
Or followed.
We were alone.
Okay.
He gave us the address.
Oh, Noah drove.
Yeah.
My brother drove. But I obviously didn't write it down. But it's near Prosser, Washington. We would insert... Well, if you guys are watching this on YouTube, we'll insert a clip of our vlog.
Well, that, and we can always put a link to the whole thing in the description. We'll do both. I'll do both.
Yeah, we'll do both.
I think it's just easier to do both.
Because we have our vlog, but maybe we should just post a separate
back
video.
in the day, what was it, 2016? August. Or was it July? Because we left, it was the last 2 weeks of July and the first 2 weeks of August. So I'm going to assume the very end of July.
Yeah.
The vlog will, because I tried to edit and upload while we were on the road. So the vlog should be relatively accurate to when we were there.
I just don't know if that was the only thing we vlogged, so maybe we'll upload a separate...
No, we vlogged I try to vlog like every day.
No, that one event, though. We might just upload a separate clip just to link it to, and not the old vlog.
You watched the whole thing, all probably 10 minutes.
It's on our other channel.
Yeah, when we went there, it was like... No, it was nothing. There was nothing there except a spooky barn.
Yeah, I remember that.
No traffic. It was like a side road in the middle of nowhere. And
so I'd never heard of a Gravity Hill before before my uncle's like,
we didn't really believe him.
We got we did wine tasting. He's like, what else do you guys want to do? He's like, oh, have you heard of this? And we're like, huh?
Yeah, no. We don't do spoopy things.
So he's like, oh, go out there. You got to do this. So my uncle said that back in high school, like kids would try to scare each other out there, and because he grew up in the area, he mentioned a story about someone, I think it was one of his buddies, took a date out there. Just imagine how creepy that is, because it just feels so too. It's like, oh, we gonna do something fun
in the middle of nowhere.
We're gonna go make out in a car.
Nowadays you'd be like, are you murdering me?
Right. So the guy took his date out there, and he pranked her because I don't know what he ended up doing. They were probably making out in the car, and he's like, oh, let me go check on something. Yeah. And there was white handprints on the bumper of the car, and he's like, oh my gosh, get out here, you gotta see this. Because no. He put them there before, and then he put the car in neutral.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
and then it started moving. Yeah. Yep. While she was in the car. So he had already set this up. Yeah. And then they freak out, jump out of the car, see there's white handprints on the bumper that he had put there with flour. Scared. To prank her into thinking a ghost. I'm bad at telling stories. That a ghost was pushing the car and trying to get them to go.
So let's set the scene. You're sitting in shotgun of this old, probably, what do you think, 70s car? Like an old... Yeah, my... Old 70s. I don't know how old your uncle is. It could have been the 80s. Nice old car. Okay, so you're sitting in this nice car back in the day with your boy, and then all of a sudden, your car starts moving on its own.
Yeah, this would have been in the mid-70s. Yeah.
Perfect. So, roughly. You imagine you're just chilling. The car starts moving, and you're like, excuse me?
Yeah.
So then your boy leaves.
He's got to be a good actor. This is the
perfect setup for a murder.
Oh, that too, yeah.
This is the perfect setup for a murder. So then he leaves. He checks and he's like, he plays it cool. He's quiet. And then all of a sudden, oh my God, you need to get out here and look. And then past your better judgment, you get out the car where a murderer could get you, but instead you see flower hands on the bumper of this car.
It's probably eerie too if they're doing it like at night or something. Yeah. There's an old barn.
Who
knows if it's still abandoned at that point in the 70s.
Right. Yeah. What if it was some man's farm and he's like, what is this car outside? Right. What are they doing? Is he gonna murder someone? Like he's like watching like an almost murder.
These dang kids.
Then you see handprints. And you're like, oh my God, where would you go?
Right?
Back in the car?
I'd be like, we're going back into town. Like, get in the car. Let's freaking go.
I mean, like, I've had enough of this.
And I remember him saying they did pull it off, or he did pull it off and freaked her the heck out and had to tell her.
Can you imagine,
like
no, you go home and then it's like the next day you're going to school and then he tells you and you're like, so it wasn't a ghost?
Right. You
weren't going to try to murder me? It was a prank?
We're breaking up.
I would be so mad. Especially nowadays, be like, this is a setup for murder.
Yeah.
I also don't like spooky things. I don't mess with ghosts. I don't mess with ghosts. You will learn next week that I don't mess with ghosts. I don't do ghosty things. No.
And you've had way more experiences with them than I ever.
This has become a ghost podcast.
Well, we are Spooky Tales.
Yes.
Northwood Tales.
But we're talking about magnetic hills or a ghost hill or I don't know. I just think, I mean, we were there. We did it. And it was this big old SUV that your dad let us all drive. Yeah. And so imagine you're in this giant vehicle and there's 3 of us and Noah puts it in neutral and we just start moving.
And we knew it was coming. And then we even put he put his feet out.
Yes. I have video footage of this. Like nothing, just one hand on the wheel just to make sure that we didn't veer off.
Oh, he jumped out of the car too.
Oh my God, yeah.
Point, remember? Yeah. And I'm like in the passenger seat.
Yeah. And we even did it a second time where he spun it around.
Yeah,
and then I was outside filming it.
Yeah.
And you could see his little feet hanging out.
Just to make sure, yeah.
Yeah, just to prove that he wasn't touching it. It literally just drove up a hill. It was a hill. Yeah. And you guys were going at such a speed. It wasn't like
a huge incline, but it was
enough to where a vehicle wouldn't go up it on its own. It wasn't it wasn't a gradual incline. It wasn't like super gradual, like a ramp. It was like, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
But I was on the outside looking in, chasing after you guys. Like
it started picking up. Yeah.
And I'm like running with this camera.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
I'm trying to see if I can see
next to this spooky barn that I kept staring at just to see if something would
who
happen.
Knows? Always got to be on guard, man.
I haven't watched that vlog since we posted it.
What if people are waiting out there for you to do this and then they snatch you?
We need to write this script. We have to. Oh my God, we're doing that. Let me write that down.
Write that down.
Oh, no, because it's local for us and it's local for the other part of your family. Oh my goodness, it's also a new moon. Spooky things.
Spooky.
Literally 0% illuminated. Oh, I just think that's so cool that if it's actual the magnetic earth stuff doing that to a vehicle, I think that's super cool, but also could be dangerous for right. What if it was a highly trafficked road and there's just a ton of cars just flying up this hill?
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to find the one in
Min?
Watkins, yeah. Just to see what the location looks like.
Can you imagine if it's in the middle of a freeway? No wonder everyone goes so fast.
Well, no, it's street numbers, so it wouldn't be.
What if it's outside some old person, like some little precious grandma, just sees cars flying up this little hill.
Right.
Like, oh no.
Let me try to find. Hold on.
Oh.
I need 2 hands.
She need 2 hands. Here. I have a better idea. I hold it. Okay. Here we go.
I just gotta find
the joys of Googling and searching for this ghost podcast. No more aliens. What if there's an alien spacecraft hidden under the hill, and that's why cars just fly up it on their own?
You'd never know.
That'd be so funny.
Okay.
Especially in the middle of farmland. Aliens always end up in farmlands. We found an alien. So they can make pretty pictures in the corn. We saw the movie Signs.
Okay.
With Joaquin Phoenix. How funny would it be if it's like just like dead center of the town?
Right, it's not
like right by like a police station.
So it must be like
the government is like, no,
grid.
They cannot find it. They cannot know.
So I'm like,
we'll have to check Reddit.
Yeah, Reddit's got everything.
Oh my goodness. If we do find it, we will film it. We will go there, film it.
Yes, CarCast.
Yes, the CarCast. We have to. That'd be so fun.
Let me try actual like Google here.
Oh no.
I was trying to do my Street View app.
I don't. Navigation versus Google, even though it's like the same warlord that's controlling.
Right.
But I wouldn't mind going back to the one that we went to, just because we could go back to Washington.
Mm-hmm.
But then also see, like, maybe I'll be brave enough to go into that abandoned barn and be like, okay, ghosts, who's in here?
You can. I don't want to.
Okay, we'll tie a rope to me.
I mean, we did go into that abandoned train car, though.
Oh, that was the raddest thing. Just our trip to Washington in general was so rad. It was stressful for me because we were making a documentary.
Yeah.
But, you know, when you're only guaranteed one interview and then the last 2, like, we just got on the fly, that's stressful. But we did it.
I thought, like, somebody was living in there.
In the train car or the barn?
The train car.
Oh, my God. Oh, yeah. There. I think there were squatters in there for sure. Right. We found a mattress and, like, a bunch of stuff. We filmed that, too. I don't know if I put that footage on YouTube, though. We were going to do something with that.
I have pictures, but, yeah, I don't remember seeing.
I'll have to find that footage and then just, like, cut it together as just a montage and throw it up somewhere. Because it was really cool.
Little north. Mostly
we're
west.
Going that way.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's Monday. South of, it's south of it though, but
we could find it.
We could sidetrack and just to see.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
And this is going out Monday.
Oh my God.
So if you see a video immediately after this one is posted, you know why. Just make sure you listen to the pod first.
Sign up for our Patreon if you want to see anything. Yes! We'll probably post stuff there. I wonder if do they have an app that I could just easily just like, bloop, here you go.
I don't know. Maybe. We'll figure it. My dad will have his computer. We'll just break into his computer.
I got hotspot on my phone. Yes. We're good to go.
Helping my daddy move
Perfect.
He's fancy engineer, so he's got a year in Minnesota, which is actually really nice because then I get to see my daddy.
He's closer, yeah. Compared to Texas.
Texas of all places. For 3 years, he travels for work. That'll be fun because now we'll be able to actually go there and have an excuse. You know,
right?
It's not just like going there for like, you know, just that.
We're already traveling.
Yes. On our own, because it's still COVID.
Yep.
Please wear a mask, even if you're vaccinated.
Yeah, even if your state says the mandate is lifted.
No, there's side, I think this is the end of the Ghost Hill, so if you want to bounce, you can. Thank you for listening. However, back to COVID.